So, New Japan Pro Wrestling is a very hot topic today, isn't it? Yesterday at AEW's Beach Break, we saw New Japan Pro Wrestling's very own Kenta make his appearance on the show, and not just in any type of appearance, actually laying out former AEW World Champion Jon Moxley, and even more so, on an AEW exclusive on Twitter, we saw Kenta actually have a interaction with Kenny Omega that teased a match for next week between Kenny Omega and Kenta himself versus Lance Archer and Jon Moxley. So a lot of people are wondering about this New Japan AEW partnership. Is this a real thing? Is Kenta actually going to wrestle on Dynamite next week? And then there was talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling having an announcement today at 10 a.m. Eastern time, and fans were just really excited about, oh my god, they're going to announce the partnership. Well, before you get too excited, if you're looking for a pen to paper type deal between these two companies, at least a confirmation of that, this sadly is going to be disappointing for you. But if you're looking forward to more New Japan being easily accessible in the United States and UK and Canada, then this is a good sign. Let's talk about it. Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Tyler-kun Williams, aka Tyler Mask, aka Tyler Suplex, aka the one who lived, and welcome back to another video, an extremely rare one when I'm actually talking about New Japan Pro Wrestling. I normally always keep my New Japan content exclusive to my Patreon, patreon.com/TylerMask, or I put a lot of it on my Tyler Mask YouTube channel when I talk about my Chill Pill podcast. But I figured with everything coming out of AEW last night, it would actually be kind of stupid of me not to talk about New Japan at this time on my channel. So here we are talking about New Japan once again. So as I said earlier, the current contender for the IWGP United States Championship, Kenta, a wrestler for New Japan Pro Wrestling, and as far as I know, I think he's actually signed to New Japan. I could be wrong. Someone did say that he apparently didn't sign, but I'm pretty sure Kenta signed to New Japan. He appeared on AEW Dynamite yesterday. He's actually the first New Japan Pro wrestler, like someone who regularly appears on New Japan Pro Wrestling television, to actually appear on AEW while they're still active in New Japan. So this is a very big deal to a lot of wrestling fans, and it's got a lot of people talking. And as I said earlier, if you guys were not on Twitter and didn't see this post, they're hinting at Kenta possibly even wrestling on AEW Dynamite next week. There's no confirmation about it just yet, and if that is true, then this is even greater plans in the future, possibly for New Japan and AEW to work down the line. And everybody was going crazy on Twitter and Reddit about possibly New Japan actually announcing that they're officially having a working relationship with AEW, as they had an announcement today at 10 a.m. It is now 10:14 a.m. and I'm on the website to tell you that good news, but also news. So the news is that this is not confirmation about a working relationship. The good news is now New Japan is actually more accessible in the US, the UK, and Canada, and it is through Roku. Yes, so if you're expecting them to be on a major channel like TNT, USA, NBC, the WNBA, they sadly are not on any really big network in the States or in any other country, but they are on something that could be very easily accessible to people from all over the world, or most of the world, I should say, in Roku. Now, if you guys don't know what Roku is, Roku was like the very first streaming service. I think a lot of you heard about Roku or even knew what it was or even owned one like 5-10 years ago when it actually came out and people were starting to get their foot deep into streaming, when it actually, you know, Netflix was new, Hulu was new, all that kind of stuff. I hear a lot less about Roku now. I think a lot of people tend to use the Amazon Fire Stick, or, you know, they have their own avenue of doing streaming. You'd only really need an Amazon Fire Stick or Roku to stream any of the stuff that we used to need back in the day. However, if you still use Roku, then this is good news for you, because they're officially moving to the Roku channel. Also, to clarify, when I said they're moving to Roku, I meant that they're putting some of their content on the Roku app. They're not actually moving all their stuff to Roku in the same way the WWE Network is moving all their stuff to Peacock. I just wanted to make sure I explain that so that way there's no confusion. I'm going to head over to the NJPW 1972 website to read the article. So, look at the website right now. It reads, New Japan Pro Wrestling CO Ltd. NJPW today announced a partnership with Roku Incorporated, the ticker being NASDAQ Roku, to bring NJPW content to the Roku channel in the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom. The impetus New Japan Pro Wrestling, a 1-hour weekly series featuring the athletic action of the world's preeminent Pro Wrestling organization. Will air episodes featuring top matches and events that have yet to air on television outside of Japan. Premiering February the 11th, so it's going to be next Wednesday, episodes of New Japan Pro Wrestling will air every Thursday, beginning at 5 p.m. on Roku channel and will be available on demand thereafter, so that's good. Additionally, the Roku channel will host a block of library content featuring key highlights from 2020 New Japan Pro Wrestling catalog, with a potential for introduction for more historical content in the future. If you go down, they start talking about how big Roku is, how big this is for New Japan, yada yada yada. This is good news for New Japan because now, like I said earlier, it's more accessible for people in not just the United States, but in Canada and the UK. The only thing that I feel like may be a bit of a bumpy road for them in terms of getting their feet in the States in this manner is that in order to actually get access to this type of content, you need Roku. Alright guys, so I have to cut myself in here. This is actually post-production edit. This is why doing your research is really important before you go out and you tweet stuff, or if you have a YouTube channel, you do content creation of any sort. Because initially when I made this video, I was under the impression that you needed to have a Roku in order to access the Roku channel. I honestly forgot that the Roku channel is actually accessible through my Samsung TV. I have a Samsung TV. I can honestly go to this store and download the Roku channel. Also, if you have Hisense TV, if you have TCL, they have association with Roku. You actually get Roku through owning those TVs. I know that because I work in the sales department. I sell that kind of stuff. But then I wanted to dig a bit deeper because initially I'm like, well, if you only can access New Japan through Roku and having a Roku, then that's kind of dumb. So I looked up, how do I get access to the Roku channel? And here's what I got. You can add the Roku channel to any Roku streaming device compatible with Samsung Smart TV, which I own, compatible Fire TV device, so any Amazon device, it could be the Fire Stick, it could be Fire TV, whatever the case may be, or access it directly through the Roku channel mobile app and Roku mobile app. Both available for free on iOS and Android. You can also visit the Roku channel online from a web browser on your smartphone, tablet, or computer. You can sign up for premium subscriptions within the Roku channel on any Roku streaming service, Roku.com. So, actually, this isn't as hard to find as I initially thought it was going to be. You have, if you own a Samsung Smart TV, you could download the app through the Smart TV. If you own Hisense or TCL, once again, any TV that has a partnership with Roku, you can access it without even having to buy a physical Roku. You already have it. If you don't have any of that, if you have a Fire Stick or Fire TV, you can access the Roku channel. As I say here, if you have the mobile app. So if I go to my phone, and I actually just went to my phone and I actually can search up the Roku channel, and I'm on an Android, so that was pretty easy to find. So you can get it through mobile, you can get it through the Fire Stick, you can get it through a Samsung, Hisense, or TCL TV. That actually does make it a bit easier to access than I thought it was going to be, and I wanted to put that out there because I feel like maybe people probably didn't know that as well. If you go down to the Roku app, it says the free channel is Roku. So Roku channel is actually free. Now, it is saying that certain things through the Roku channel may be paid for. I don't know if this means that you may have to pay for New Japan content on the Roku channel. That would be kind of stupid because at that point, just pay for New Japan World. But that is something to note as well. So now that I'm on the Roku channel website, I'm going to see if they actually have NJPW on this right now. NJPW. No NJPW. Let's try New Japan. Well, New Japan's not on the website just yet, so I guess we gotta wait until next week to see if it comes down here. But this is all I can access right now with the Roku channel, so not bad. I can install it to my desktop, so the way I'm looking at it, I don't think this is necessarily bad. I think it's not as easy as it is with Access TV, but it may even be easier to access than Access TV, because after all, Access TV is through a certain cable provider. You needed to have this or that. I have YouTube TV. There is no Access TV on my YouTube TV, so I can't watch it. However, through the Roku channel, I can download the app. I can use my Samsung TV. I can go on the Fire Stick. It's actually easier than I initially thought that it was. So I think at this point, the only thing that will be a big bridge between New Japan and the Roku app is that you're going to be getting things on a delay. You won't be getting a lot of your free content as live content as well. You can watch the New Beginning in Hiroshima show on the Roku app. You may be able to watch it weeks down the line, possibly even months down the line after it's already happened, and even then you're not getting the full show, you're getting an abbreviated version of it, but you still get it. So I guess you gotta really ask yourself, do I want to see some older content from New Japan for free? Now, if you want to see that for free, go for it. But if I think that there's more benefits from just getting it on the NJPW World application. That's me, but it is, of course, $9.99, $8.88, depending on how much yen is worth in the United States at the point. You do have to pay for NJPW World. As of right now, it looks like you don't have to actually pay for NJPW on the Roku channel. So that is up to you. Obviously, New Japan has to get a dip into the American market somehow, and this is the way to do it. But I'm going to put it to you guys. Do you think this is smart on New Japan's end to go through the Roku channel? Should they have just not done it at all? Or how do you think this affects New Japan going forward? Comment down below, let your boy know. As you guys know, I don't talk about New Japan on this channel a lot. I do it a lot on my Patreon, patreon.com/TylerMask. If New Japan strikes a deal with AEW and we start seeing more New Japan wrestlers on AEW, that may change. Who knows? I mean, obviously, I still can't do a lot of New Japan content regarding picture images and video and audio because, as you guys know, my channel wasn't just striked, it was actually fucking deleted because of TVSI. Fuck TVSI. But I'm gonna head up out of here. Thank you all very much for watching this video. I will talk to you all later. Peace.